Game on, we have e4. Let's try, let's try the French. Why not? Let's see what we have. Queen e2? Nope. Alright. If queen e2, I would play bishop e7, and then d5. So I want to be able to recapture here. So let's go with this. The French Winawer. And c5. Strike at the base of the center. And actually, I didn't want to play this, did I? Well, I guess I have to go down this road. What was I thinking I wanted to play? Oh, something else with, like, eventually getting my bishop out to a6. Anyway, okay, let's run with this here. So, what's the idea? The idea is some lines to play queen here. Let's first get my knight here. So I could maybe meet queen g4 with knight f5. That's something that I have in the back of my mind. And ideally, I'd like to have the light square bishops off. But I guess he's going to run away along this diagonal. But even so, I think my bishop on this diagonal will be good. Let's develop. Let's get my knight on c6. Queen a5. Queen a5 to a4 is an idea. Ooh. Now that's different. Striking here, huh? I haven't seen that before. Let's get my queen out. Let's see how white reacts to that. I'm threatening to take on d4 right now with my knight or pawn. So, and this pawn is unprotected, so the next move has to be bishop here or queen here. You have to defend the pawn and break the pin. Two things. So I think I scoot the queen up just like that. And this becomes often quite uncomfortable by keeping a piece on this square and preventing this pawn from moving. Believe it or not, that could actually secure an eventual queenside castled position. Also, the knight might want to reposition, get to c4. I could play knight here. I think I might want to do that. This queen's opposite mine. So there might be some tricks with like taking on the e5 square if she's unprotected. So I think I do this first. It's a little bit awkward. Notice I didn't really want to, my first thought at least, maybe it's better, but at least my first thought was not to play g6 and weaken my dark squares. That's the one piece that I'm lacking. And actually, while defending g7, I'm also attacking d4 yet again. And now that the more I think about it, I'm hitting this pawn as well. So I could take here or here. I'm hitting this pawn 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and it's defended 3, so I could take it. But I'm wondering if I should take this pawn, or even consider h5. No, I'm fine with where the queen is at. If I take here, I'm not really in a position to take again, because my queen is unprotected. So let me consider. I wonder if queen c4. I'd like to get the queens off. What about taking the pawn playing here? After queen g5, h6, and then I kind of like that. I'm gonna take this pawn. Take on c2, okay, and play queen here. Let's give that a shot. Queen trade? Why not? I'm up material. Just a little bit. I'm up a pawn. So that's enough for me to say, all right, let's go. And you know what? It can't be avoided the more I look at it, because she's putting pressure on f3. So the one move I thought could be played, bishop f4, could be met with h5, and the queen is then kicked from the defense of the knight. So You either take my queen or keep the tension as is and maybe improve upon one of your other pieces. Or do that. Grab a pawn. Alright, let's take that. And now, maybe I just run away. Yeah, I really don't want that capture. Once again, I'm not doing this move. I did consider it so that if captures I could take towards the center, but I'm very, very hesitant to weaken my dark squares, and I need to pick up the pace. Let me watch over this square. I think I want to... Oh boy. What do I want to do? We'll finish that thought. Alright, I want to definitely keep the knight out of this square, because if he gets here, he's getting to d6. This pawn, while doubled, is very annoying. You know what I don't want? I don't want to see f5, and now I'm doing this move, you'll notice, only after that I know the bishop can't make use of this square and get in on the dark squares. I also want to... Yeah, I wanted to move my bishop in queenside castle. That's going to be tough to do, though, isn't it? This is tough. Not really liking my position very much. I'm down less than a minute. This looks crazy, but I'm going to go for it. Get my king on this square, and then move my bishop to d7. I have to watch over the e6 square as well. I think I could have done better. Looking back, I think I could have played it in a way where I'm up material. Now it's still balanced. These are weak pawns, but they're just still so annoying. So let's get over here. I think maybe doubling and preventing me from playing bishop here would have been an idea. So I mean, if white goes forward with that now, I mean, I'm considering bishop d7, rook h to b8. Yeah, look at the pressure. There's a lot of pressure here. Am I going to be able to untangle? I think so. Let's get over here. Wow, he's a brilliant piece, isn't he? He's a brilliant piece on a8. I want to give this rook a kick. Get out of my house. Maybe not. I'll let you stay there. Am I missing anything? There might be some accident over here. I want to get to c4. I want to get my other knight here. 38. Catching up a little bit on time. Alright, let's trade a little bit. Take my knight? Yeah, I might want to give a pawn just to activate my rooks. I'm going to try that. I'm going to give up my bishop. Good knight versus bad bishop, and I'm down a pawn. But I get some good activity. Knight c4, super active. And this rook is trapped. How do you like that? Wow. That was a look what I found type of move. But these pawns could be quite dangerous. You know what? That rook's going nowhere. Is he? He's still stuck, so no need to take him. I'm hitting this bishop. I'm looking to win him for free. Free of charge, I want that rook. Or this bishop. I think I still just move fast. Bishop here, I end up winning the piece. This knight is very powerful. Very, very powerful. Alright, now I'll take. Pawn takes, I scoot over. Rook takes, I just activate. 21 seconds. Move. I should have given the... No, not the check. What am I doing? Just want to trade. Can we trade here? Alright, I definitely have to pick up the pace here. I'm going to move a pawn. Just keep it locked up over there. 15. 10-second difference. Let's trade a little bit. I'd love a trade. We're going to go back and forth a little bit. Throw this check in. Alright, I'm okay with that. I can function on these light squares, and it's much easier to make pre-moves. Swing over here. There's no tricky stuff. Almost. There's almost something tricky right there. Finally, I could track down this pawn and get this pawn rolling. Oh, for a second I thought I was down on time. Not the case. Not the case. Good game. Let's go back. Let me look at it from your perspective. Let's go back here. So, French Winawer. I felt like I should have got something better out of the opening, to be really honest here. G3 was not too common. Seeing Queen G4. Queen G4, Knight F3. I've seen H4. I'm not sure the this exact move, but just throwing some different possibilities out there. Queen G4 to put pressure on G7. H4, H5, trying to make some weakness, and then a rook lift is an idea, as well as A4 and bishop A3, getting the bishop on this diagonal. I haven't really seen this idea before with G3 and the bishop playing to H3. And I wonder if I could have done better at this point right here. It seems like there's I am hitting this pawn 3 times now. I can't win it just yet, and now it's being hit a lot. Maybe I should have just taken that pawn instead of taking on C2. I think this would have just been better. Take on D4. Yeah, he's more important. No, I'm not losing that pawn back either. That's the other big thing. Or even now, I played Queen E4. Maybe I was too much in a hurry to play Queen E4. What about taking now on D4 and only then playing to E4 with the queen trade? Then I'm not having to battle a pawn in my territory on that C5 square. It turned out to be very cramping to my queen side, and it really restricted my king in my queen side development. By having that pawn there, I couldn't move my, let's say, B pawn so easily and activate my light square bishop, let's say, on A6. So I think at this point I could have done better with capturing here and not giving up that pawn, not giving the pawn back. And again, notice my hesitancy with touching my G7 pawn, my G pawn, not wanting to move it. Only until F4 was played and F5 was a threat, and I could be sure that the bishop wouldn't be able to invade on those dark squares as easily. This position is tough for me to assess. I don't think that I'm any better. You have the bishops. You also have a space advantage indicated by the pawn on E5 and the pawn on C5, so you have a space advantage in the center and on the queen side. And you put some pressure on B7. This is, I mean, if I'm having to make a move like this, I mean, it's just another sign. I mean, look at the time development, or the time factor, the development factor. You have a lead in development as well. Can you really put that to use? I'm wondering. The way to do that normally would be to create pawn exchanges. So the move that kind of comes to mind is C4, but something needs to first be done with the tension between the knights. I wonder if capturing and then playing C4 is a way to go. I'm not so sure after knight takes knight. Let's go back here for a second. After I make this king move, after knight takes knight, I was going to be playing knight takes. But then maybe this starts to become very annoying. Look at my bishop. What a stupid piece. You know, I never really solved... Well, not until very, very late in the game did I solve my problem bishop, my bad bishop. He never really got working until very late in the game. But I think going back even earlier, I'm not so sure about this bishop's deployment. Maybe it's something that's been played before. It's just it's new to me. I'm not sure. I don't have too much experience on either side, really, with this particular pawn structure out of the French Winawer. But Hopefully there's some things still that you can be taking away from this game. So I don't think there's too much more at this point. You have a lot of pressure on me. I don't know that there was... For a second I was thinking maybe there's some trick against e6. Maybe this was an opportunity. Maybe you could sack your knight and get a very active rook. Would have had me sweating, that's for sure. As soon as I was able to get my light square bishop off, like this right here, then I felt a bit more comfortable. And I didn't know that after knight c4 I was trapping the rook, but I just wanted to make sure I got activated along the a file. I knew I'd get this pawn back. And now I think the tables start to turn towards this endgame. Good knight versus bad bishop. Okay, good game.